Welcome back. I've just had a pretty nice vacation, but right before I went, I analyzed this game, and Stockfish told me that I missed something important fairly early on. I didn't have time to fully analyze it, so I'm going to try to figure out right now what I did wrong or what I should have done. And if I can't, then it's going to be a pretty boring video, but hopefully we'll all learn something. Okay, what happened was, here on move 13, I played a3, which wasn't great, and I lost a little bit of the equality that we had in this opening so far. And I think I should have played a4 perhaps to stop the advance of my opponent's a-pawn. But what my opponent played here was not one of their top moves, but it didn't look bad to me. I didn't understand it, but I don't know if you can see the evaluation bar over there on the left. That way? That way. My directions are mixed up. Anyway, suddenly I have an advantage again, and I don't know why. So I assumed that their move, moving this knight back, was either to prepare a pawn push here or perhaps to relocate the knight to come after my bishop. But regardless, Stockfish says here I should just capture that pawn. Can we? Yeah. Bishop captures f7 check. Okay, now I didn't have time to follow this through, and I'm not sure why capturing that pawn is so great. And just right now looking at it, I can see that, I mean, if black moves out of check, which they have to do some way, if they just move out of check, left or right, to the f8 or h8, well then I would just capture the rook, and they would take back. So I would have gained a pawn and a rook for my bishop. So I get that, but I don't understand why they wouldn't just take back, and it looks like Stockfish says they would take back. So I'm going to try to figure out what the problem is here. But first, I'll just tell you what I did play, and what I played was queen to c2. And I try to make sure that every move that I make has a point, a reason, and my reasoning here was to get out of this pin. Because I might want to move this knight at some point. I might need it to protect this pawn. If they do a pawn push here, I might want to, I don't know, come around this way, or maybe they're going to put something here at some point, and I'll want to move this knight. Or maybe I'm about to, something like this. Regardless, I was getting out of the pin. Okay. So it says I should take this pawn, and they will capture back. Oh, it's their only move that's not a blunder. Okay. Well, okay, we already determined that if they go to one of these, for example then I would take the rook, and they would take back, and I've now got a 5-point advantage with all kinds of choices to maintain that advantage. Okay, well, like I said, I figured that much out, but they would just take, right? I don't have anything protecting this. My rook can't get there because it's got a pawn in the way. Okay, so they take, and then what? I think I just saw it. Okay. I was worried about this pin here. But, okay. I check. When they move out of check, I take the bishop. Right? If they go to g8 or f8, yeah, then I get the bishop for free right there. Okay. I see that. And their absolute best move, their only move that's not a blunder here is g8, in which case I would take the bishop and I would just be up a piece. No, I just gave up my bishop. I'm not up a piece. I'm up a pawn. Okay, that's not as great as I thought. I got a pawn and a bishop trade, basically. I gave away my bishop for a pawn, but then I got a bishop back. So at this point, I'm not sure what's... it looks like we're just going to play chess at this point. I think at my level, a 1-pawn advantage on move 16 is not great. But I see that there were opportunities for black to have messed this up. Once I checked here, if they had just dropped back, for example... Why is that so much worse? If they just drop back and I take the bishop, now it's a 5-point advantage. What in the world? They can either go here or here, and I still have a 5-point advantage. If they do anything else, I have at least a 7-point advantage. Oh, because that's undefended. Okay, so if they come here, which I guess is attacking this bishop, then I check them down there. Wouldn't they move toward it? It says if they move toward it, that would be even worse. Oh, because I've removed the defender of this pawn. Okay, I get that. So if they come after my knight, I take the g6 pawn. And they're in trouble, looks like. But what are they going to do? They're going to play queen to h4? I think this gets a little complex for me, but I think we figured out the thing was that I want a bishop here, no matter what happened after that. And if they moved out of check forward, I would have had a pretty short mating sequence that I would have had to have found. I don't know that I would have left my queen hanging here and checked. I think I might have still taken the bishop anyway. And it says if I did, I would still have a huge advantage. Okay, well, we have figured this out, that I was picking up a pawn, even if they played perfectly after that, from the initial position here. I was thinking of this as my queen being in danger, the knight being pinned to my queen, and me needing to get out of that pin to free up the knight. But I need to also think of the bishop being in danger. That's what I missed, is that the bishop is in danger as well if I can safely move this knight, which I can after this. Because here, they're only not really losing move is to take, and then I can move this knight with a check, and now the bishop is the one in danger. Okay, so it wasn't just the bishop pinning the knight to my queen, it was my queen pinning the knight to the bishop. It's a discovered attack here, even if they play perfectly. Okay, well, I need to keep that in mind then. Maybe that'll help you guys as well. I think we understood this. Thank you for watching. Did I mention I had a decent vacation? Hopefully I got enough rest for a couple of days, and now I'm going to come back to this even better than before.